Green Bay day to day. Alrighty, you beautiful bastards. We're, that's Phil DeFranco's thing, isn't it? It's sexy sons of bitches. How about that? It's beef shits here. Man, we've got a lot of going on this week, so we'll just jump right into it. The most up-to-date things, like Saints hiring Dennis Allen. He was the DC. The Jags picked up Doug Peterson. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about those. Lovie Smith goes to Houston. Well, he also gets brought up in Houston. I think he was also the defensive coordinator over there. But I like Lovie. He's very good. He was a coach for the Bears, and he went to the Super Bowl with them. And then Tampa Bay didn't go too great. Illinois didn't go very fantastically for him. But I think he can do some things in Houston. But if he's just another fucking fall guy, then who gives a shit? So anyway, moving on. Tom Brady said never say never on potentially ending his retirement. I don't know. Who fucking knows? A bit of a hilarious bit from Kevin Wilde on First Things First. If you haven't checked it out, you should see it. It's a pretty funny bit. But I don't know. Either you're retired or you're not. In 3 months, the fact that he did retire isn't going to change. And I presume that it's because of his family, which again is not gonna, it's not going away. So I don't know if he's gonna actually come back this year, pull a Brett Favre, pretend he's retiring but not really. Or if maybe he's gonna take a year off. Generally doesn't pan out. Again, thanks to First Things First there. I know that, obviously, Michael Jordan is one of the big ones that people just kind of sweep under the rug. But, Deion Sanders, who else? Ali, yeah. So, but I'd just be regurgitating what they were saying. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know what Tom does or what Tom takes that makes him able to throw better in his 40s than he was in his 20s, but at any rate, something's going to take its toll on you. So I'm not suggesting that he takes drugs or some stimulants or something like that, but we've also never really seen quarterbacks get better as they continue into the decades. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 years for that arm talent to really develop, but So, and then I think the big story of the week, right after the fucking Pro Bowl, which I didn't fucking watch, I'm sorry, Alvin Kamara got arrested for battery, the New Orleans Saints running back. So I'll just read a good portion of the statement that comes directly from New Orleans, well, I shouldn't say statement, it's more or less of an article, that comes from New Orleans Times. Bear with me here. Picayune? I don't fucking know. I will spell it for you here. P as in pig. Icayune. Good fucking. I don't know. I've never seen that word. So I don't know. Anyway, from the New Orleans Times, Kamara and 3 others beat a man unconscious at Dre's nightclub. That's. Again, I'm not sure. It's D as in dog, R-A-I apostrophe S, on the Vegas Strip, leaving the victim with multiple injuries, including a fractured orbital bone. The victim says they met on an elevator, or at an elevator, I should say, at the club around 6:30 a.m. on Saturday. Kamara said the victim called a friend ugly. Kamara did not throw the first punch, but did join in. For his part, he punched the guy fucking 8 times. 3 of them when he was down. And the victim did not really start the altercation or fight back or anything like that. But I guess as he was trying to get onto the elevator, for all intents and purposes, apparently, there was just, Kamara pushed him. Am I mistaken about that? It looked like he just, or apparently he had tried to barricade him from being able to enter the elevator. The guy pushes his arms out of the way and then kind of tries to push into, and then they stomped him, I think, 23 fucking times. Again, Kamara and 3 others, so fucking 4-on-1 here. Just like these fucking, dude, I've, obviously I've only been doing this podcast for fucking not the entirety of 2 months, if maybe fucking barely 4 or 5. I don't, 4 or 5 episodes. I don't get, like, what the fuck is up with these, it was so, no, that's probably part of it, right? Like, I'm trying to delve into them off of my, like, mentality. Like, I don't see the reason. Like, why would you fucking fight? Dude, like, I don't know. Those boys, Kamara, if you ever fucking hear this, if he faces up to 5 years, up to $10,000. There's going to be a suspension. Up to 5 years in prison, that is. There's going to be a suspension if somebody even wants to fucking deal with his ass now. It's like, was it Ray Rice, I think? Fucking just mollywopped one of his, or a girlfriend, or whatever, even. I don't know I don't remember the entire story on that. I mean, how do you even fucking... Dude, it's you and 3 others. Like, it's not like a 2-on-1, I could, like... Alrighty, I get it. You got a friend that's too gung-ho and he was helping you out or some silly shit like that. But this is like 4-on-1, and nobody was like, guys, this is a bad look. And cameras are everywhere. We should stop. Nah, man, they all fucking clapping on him, and it fucking fractured his goddamn orbital bone, dude. I've heard it goes like your femur is the worst thing to break. Something like ribs is like the 3rd, and then orbital is either the 4th or the 5th. And I don't know, I saw a picture of the dude, like, he looks fucked up. And like, like, calling a friend ugly, really, you fucking pussy? For fuck's sake, I don't fucking, like, first of all, that sounds like bullshit. Like, somebody would just barely see a dude, more or less, right? A dude, no less, I should say. Fucking sees, elevator doors opening. Just, what up, fucking ugly bitch. Like, what the, who in the fuck, I'm not saying that it's impossible, right? But what are the fucking odds? How many people do you know that would just open up with fucking, my dude's fucking ugly? All right, I'm fucking ugly. I've barely ever been called that shit. I've never heard anybody really fucking, not unless we were in the middle of an argument. So I don't fucking, I don't buy that shit. I mean, if he's willing to fucking go in on a 4-on-1, how much can you fucking trust the guy at his fucking word? So of course the victim is like, I don't barely fucking even remember the goddamn altercation. I was beat fucking mercilessly and bloody, So it's just his word against against the victim. We don't know his name at this point. And then I don't know if we ever will. I mean, it's probably just best that he stays anonymous for his part. But I mean, with his face out there, it's certain to come out at some point that somebody knows his name. So I don't know. This one is absolutely one that I'd love to hear back on you guys from. So I do need to apologize to you because I've been saying, my Twitter handle is at GB_D2D. And that is still true, but my email address is at GB-D2D. You have to have 6 letters. I didn't even fucking think of like differentiating the two. So I've been screwing you guys. If you've been trying to, get a line toward me, I've been screwing you. I'm sorry about that, but I don't know. It seems to be I know that there are a lot of like, CTE is definitely a thing. I'm not saying that there's no possible way that like I don't know. What is it with this 1% subset of people in the NFL that just beat on people? I don't get it. There was this guy, it was earlier I should say late last year. So I think I want to say somewhere around November, like footage had come out of, I I don't know for sure what his fucking name was now that I'm trying to think of it. I think it had a Zach in there. Like, either his last name was Zach or his first name was Zach. Pretty sure Zach. Zach followed by last name. That just beat the okay, like I don't think he like punched her, at least not all that much. It was more mortifying that he threw her into a fucking TV. But fuck, I don't know, man. Seen all this shit. Aaron Hernandez, remember that bullshit? Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. I just can't believe that's the weird thing about Kamara's like fucking entourage. Is like you have to imagine like okay for if Kamara suffers from CTE like I was suggesting a couple of seconds ago. I mean you'd have to imagine okay the other three probably don't. One of them theoretically in their right mind would be like guys like we're not just some guys. This is the running back for the New Orleans Saints. We should probably fucking use our fucking heads and stop beating this guy's in. I don't know. Moving on. I guess we'll talk a little bit of Super Bowl. It's it's not a sexy pick here. I think it's the Rams. I just but realistically, when you go down the list, I mean theoretically you have to check everything off. Quarterback right now, I mean, Burrow looks goddamn good. I don't know. Let's say it's a push. How about running backs? I like Mixon, but I think the tandem of Michelle and Akers is probably a touch stronger. Receiving core, I think that's the Rams hands down. Chase is pretty fucking incredible. But, I mean, just Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham. How about Higbee? I don't know. He's probably going to play, but I don't, defensively, I don't know. What about the offensive line, right? We all know that the Bengals is awful. So as long as you're literally not the Bengals, you're winning there. Defensive line, I think, again, it's the Rams. Maybe you'd say it's kind of a push on the middle, the linebacking core. Then again, I think it's the Rams though for the corners, the secondary. So I don't know. And then hey, maybe there's something to be said for the head coaching or for the coaching. But again, I would say the Rams. They've been there twice in 4 years or 5 years. I think it's 4 years. I might be wrong about that, but so I think it's the Rams, and I'll say 28-17 ish. You know what? I don't really like doing. I'll say the Rams by 10. I don't really like saying 20. It depends on how the game goes. I mean, if it's a defensive stand, right, then they'll know. I don't know. Joe Burrow, though, man, he's a crazy talent. I'm interested to see where this goes. I mean, if they just shore up the offensive line, I mean, just think about the fucking possibilities, man. Like this, I mean, that's really the only place that they're hurting. They're not spectacular, really, anywhere, I don't think. And that includes, as of late, yeah, obviously, Burrow's been playing out of his mind. Better than most quarterbacks that have ever played, but fucking Joe Flacco took over the league for a postseason as well, and then so I don't want to say that Joe Burrow was pedestrian beforehand. He was still pretty damn good, but we'll have to see. But how incredible would it be if the Bengals, who fucking even somehow fucking bring home a ring, bring home a Lombardi. Because I'm not saying they have no chance. Because as a matter of fact, I mean, really, if you lay things out, I think that the Chiefs are a better team than the Rams. So I don't know. I would definitely say don't count them out. If you're putting money on things, I mean, who knows? If $5 gets you a fucking 40, and you got it to spare, I mean, fuck, throw it at them. See what happens. Especially if that's just taking the points. But what else do we get? Oh, the fucking Pro Bowl. I mentioned I've been talking about that for basically this entire time, if only for the fact that Alvin Kamara was um, fucking arrested on battery charges. Um, but I only really wanted to talk about the Pro Bowl in the reality that it's, I guess, in its own reality as compared to other All-Star games. Um, because there's like if you look at like the NBA All-Star game, that's in the middle of the season. I'm pretty sure the hockey one is too. Um, and so like these are obviously not really considered like hardcore games. I think it's understood that like when was the last time both teams didn't put up 30? You know, I'm sure. Oh, 28-21 the year before this. Okay, fine, that's fair. But every time that I check it out, it's like 42-33. And it's usually just within a touchdown. So, which I mean, it can be entertaining, but for the most part, I just it's like it seems like nobody cares, which is absolutely true about that. But yeah, how do you're asking guys just before free agency, to seriously speaking, it takes one weird footfall, in the midst of a route or whatever, on a treadmill, much less in game, to fucking shit, and the guy's career could be over. What with his ACL having gotten torn just on that freak accident, There was a guy, I think it was Tunyon actually on the Packers, I think, it was just like breaking his route, like doing a deep post or something like that, and you just, there he goes, and that was his year, So I think that it's like it's a nice thing, it's a traditional thing. I don't think it's going anywhere, and I don't think anything about it is going to be changed really. But hell, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just time to fucking retire it or something. Maybe it's a excuse me, maybe there's like a cash pool or something that they can, players break up 20 mil or something. I don't fucking know. It's even that would still be like, obviously, like punters, kicker, right? Like, guards, right? They'd all fucking like to have it, but you're not talking about very critical positions on the field as far as scoring points, anyway. So, and then finally, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Aaron Rodgers because he bought a house in Tennessee. Good for him. And then I guess he was spotted in Ohio at like a game or something. I don't know. And I don't, again, nothing has changed since the last time I spoke to you guys. I would be unpleasantly surprised if he went either to Tennessee or to Ohio, because I obviously don't think this. I know nobody that would actually try to do this. I've never even heard anybody ever say it, but isn't there that slight percent chance that you're kind of gifting the team that you grew up in San Francisco, or not in California, and he was a huge 49ers fan, and he always loses to the 49ers, like a lot. I don't know how many years straight he's, straight, that's not, I don't know how many years he's not only lost to the 49ers, but lost to them multiple times in the same year. It's got to be like at least 3. Would you call me crazy? If there are other Packers fans out there listening, would you call me crazy and say that 5 is too many times? That they've, well, okay, 4, right? We know that he's 0-4 in the postseason. So yeah, it would have to be at least 3. And I only remember him winning. They won last year, but they didn't play in the postseason. They won this year, and then they lost in the postseason. There was at least one time against Kaepernick that they lost both contests. Of course, the NFC Championship debacle of the year before last year. But they got mollywopped in both contests. So I don't know. And I don't know. I wish I could say like, it really matters to me. I want Aaron Rodgers to be a Green Bay Packer. And most of me does. But there is a part of me that's like, I don't know, man. What is it, 1 Super Bowl in 17 seasons? I'm just as much about winning the big one as anybody else is, man. So, you come out with 10 points. I don't know. Obviously, I don't want him out. You know what I mean? I think right now, today, he gives us the best chance of winning the Super Bowl. By himself. Even if, many questions still linger about, like, what you're going to do, like, with Devontae Adams or, like, a receiving core at all, Because if you give Devontae what he wants, it's gonna clean out your closet pretty damn quickly. Because he wants $30 fucking million. So, I don't know. It's a pretty light week, guys. No football. So I think we're going to end it here. Don't have too much fun for your week. Stay safe out there. Again, on Twitter, you can find me at GB_D2D. And you can email me at GB-D2D@outlook.com. Again, sorry for the fuck up. We'll catch you next time.